I looked my 10-year-old nephew in the eye and told him he wasn't getting the one thing he asked for to remember his dead father on Christmas. And I would do it again. My brother Dave died in a car accident 8 months ago. His son Toby is only 10. So when his mom, Carla, sent out Toby's Christmas wish list to the family group chat, I was ready to spend some money to make that kid smile. But then I opened the file. It wasn't a list of toys. It was a single, terrifying invoice. A 500-gallon custom-built saltwater reef tank, complete with rare corals, automated lighting, and a monthly maintenance contract. The total requirement, $8,000. At the bottom of the invoice in Toby's messy handwriting, there was a scan note. Daddy loved the ocean. If I have the ocean here, maybe he'll come visit. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. It was the most heartbreaking thing I'd ever read. I called my dad immediately. He was sobbing. He just wants to be close to Dave, my dad cried. We have to make this happen. Dad, it's $8,000, I said. We don't have that kind of money. We're still paying off the funeral. We have to try, he whispered. How can we say no to a grieving child? That was the trap. The guilt was the whole point. If you said no, you were abandoning a fatherless boy at Christmas. I called Carla that night. Hey, I saw the list. This tank is the price of a used car. Can we get him something smaller, maybe a nice freshwater setup? Her voice turned to ice instantly. Dave promised him a reef tank, she snapped. I am trying to keep his memory alive. If you're too cheap to help your brother's son, just say so. I felt terrible. I scraped together every dollar I had. My parents dipped into their retirement, but we were still thousands short. 2 days later, I drove to their house to drop off a check. I needed to see Toby. Carla let me in looking pale and tragic. He's in his room, she sighed. I walked in. Toby was sitting on his bed playing on an old iPad. Hey buddy, I said. I saw your list. You really want a tank that big? It's a lot of work cleaning the filters. Toby looked up, confused. No, I don't have to touch it. Mom says her friend Gary is gonna handle all the gross stuff. I just get to watch the fish. I paused. Gary. Yeah, Mr. Gary. He comes over a lot to help Mom. He says this tank is gonna save be the centerpiece of the room. He picked out all the fish already. I froze. Gary picked the fish. Yeah, he has a shop downtown. Carla appeared in the doorway, her eyes sharp. Okay, Toby, Uncle Mark has to go. She practically dragged me to the front door. Who is Gary? I asked on the porch. He's a consultant, she said quickly. He gave us a discount. A week before Christmas, Carla called me screaming. You ruined it. You didn't send enough money. I already put a $4,000 deposit on my credit card because Gary said we had to lock in the import fees. You put $4 grand on a credit card without having the cash, I yelled. I thought family would step up. She screamed and hung up. Something smelled fishy, and it wasn't the tank. I drove down to Gary's aquatic world the next morning. The windows were papered over. A sign said eviction notice. I walked around back and found a guy loading equipment into a van. Are you Gary? I asked. He looked nervous. Yeah, I'm Dave's brother. Is Carla using my family's grief money to bail out your failing business? He turned pale and dropped a box. I found out later that Carla and Gary had been seeing each other since before the funeral. The memorial tank wasn't for Toby. It was a scam to funnel $8 grand into Gary's debt. I took that check back, and I bought Toby a Nintendo Switch instead. He hugged me tighter than he ever would have for a fish tank. He told me later he's actually scared of the ocean because of sharks. But the only shark in this story was his mother.